Hey everyone, it's Melissa here with Communicate with Angels. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. I wanted to hop on here live today to do a quick chat with you on how to trust your angels more. If you are starting to get signs, messages, awareness of your angels, you might notice that you have habits of talking yourself out of the messages, second guessing, not trusting it. You don't know for sure if it's really your angels. So if that sounds like you are in the right place here today for this quick chat together. And I do invite you to join me for my free masterclass, which is happening on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's called How to Connect with Your Angels or Spirit Guides. And you can sign up for that at communicatewithangels.com/masterclass. Please do invite your friends to sign up as well. I'd really appreciate that. So I have some quick tips for you today on how to trust your angels more. Tip number one, create some time to connect. We all live busy lives, and I notice even sometimes when I'm not feeling it, maybe I'm tired or rushing, then I might, kind of be going through the motions of connecting with guidance, but not really tuning in deeply. And so I encourage you just to make some time to connect, to really be receptive, right? You could close your eyes and take some deep breaths and just say, Angels, what do you have to share with me today? And allow some time for that process. It's really easy for our brain to kick in and think about something else. And if that happens, just bring yourself back and tune into your angels again. And you're going to start noticing that words are coming in, or pictures, or a memory or something. And um, yeah, so I could go more into the how-tos of that, but the key for trusting your angels more is really just to create time in your schedule for that connection, right? And it doesn't have to be a long time, but when you're doing the connection, really be present with it and don't rush the process. It's probably the best way of saying it. Tip number 2 today, to trust your angels more, is to really stay open and receptive to getting messages in a way that might not be what you want to hear. And by the way, I'm going to pause for a moment. I see some people who are here live, so please say hi in the chat. I'd love to know your name, where do you live, etc. What questions do you have for me today? I'm happy to answer them. So let me say that another way. Sometimes our angels are going to tell us things we don't necessarily want to hear. If you have a certain preference, right? If you really have a fixed picture about something, or you really want it to be a certain way, your angels might not necessarily agree with you. They might have a different perspective. And so it's really important to know that often our guides are giving us messages that are outside of our current understanding. And sometimes your guide's message might be, go talk to your friend. She'll have a good tip for you. Or go read that book again, right? So it's not always a direct download. Your angels can direct you to the place to find what you're looking for. And this is why my Communicate with Angels course, the tools you learn in there are so powerful, because you get to learn a method of asking direct questions so that you can actually get out of your own way and know that you're not bringing your own preferences in it too much. Okay. So I, just a couple of days ago, my guide said something to me about my ex-husband that wasn't what I wanted to hear. Right? I wanted to stay in a place of, you know how it is with exes, right? Especially when you're co-parenting. I mean, it's not always the most harmonious relationship, let's be honest. And so I was trying to remember exactly what it was about. But basically, I was in a place of feeling annoyed with that person. And my guides kind of chimed in and said, he's helped you out with this and that, and you're willing to receive that. So don't be totally against this person. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. So stay open, right? Your guides might give you insights that might not be what you initially want to hear, but can open your mind to a bigger picture perspective. I hope that makes sense. Okay, and tip number 3 to trust your angels more is to be in your feelings. We have 2 parts to our nature, our intellect and our feelings. And a lot of us are way in and more in our intellect, right? You've probably been raised that way. Society is more intellectual. But the power of your angel's messages comes in through your feelings, through your psychic part, through that still small voice inside. So if you're overthinking, analyzing, worrying, doubting, that's all an intellectual exercise. It's nothing to do with the feelings. So do some practices to be more in your feelings. One of the best tools I can recommend to get you started on that process of being more in your feelings is to learn the spiritual cleansing technique. I'm going to type a link in the chat that gives you a place to go to get this training on how to spiritually cleanse yourself. And it's a great way to start opening and connecting and being more in your feelings, being more receptive. And you might have ways that you get in your feelings, right? So one thing I'm noticing is that if I do some yoga, and not like workout yoga, but restorative yoga, stretching, breath work, if I do that in the evening, I have an amazing night's sleep. So those are, all these things we can do to get in our feelings. Go outside and take a walk in nature. Connect with friends, outflow, share. These are ways to get in your feelings, but spiritual cleansing will actually raise your vibration spiritually. Okay, so a lot of the concerns that I hear from people about connecting with their angels is really because they're just too much in their intellect. And it's actually nothing to do with our angels. It's that we need to change our habits of being so intellectual all the time, analyzing, second guessing, talking yourself out of things. What if you could just open up your feelings to just go with what feels right? Your intellect wants to jump in and talk you out of it, but there's usually a feeling that's more constant and true. And sometimes the feeling might be like, that doesn't feel right. Something about that just doesn't feel, like the right path for me. But you need to start getting in touch with that part of you so you can get those answers. Right? And then you can get confirmation from your angels. This is what I teach in the Communicate with Angels online course as well. So once you get your own sense of something, use a technique to get confirmation from your angels in the right track and that you haven't missed anything. So I hope those 3 tips give you some food for thought today about how to trust your angels more. Number 1 was just to create time to connect. And when I say time, it doesn't have to be hours, but it's quality time. Number 2 is to be open. Sometimes they might give you guidance that might not be what you initially want to hear. And number 3 is be open. Be in your feelings, not your intellect. Okay. If this resonates with you and you want to get more on how to connect with your angels, do join me for my free live masterclass that's happening on Thursday. It's called How to Connect with Your Angels or Spirit Guides. And I'll type that link in here too, but it's communicatewithangels.com/masterclass. If any of you are here live have any questions for me today, feel free to type them in now, and I'm happy to answer them. But otherwise, I will look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Do share the link with your friends that might be on a spiritual journey and really be able to use the tools of connecting with their guides. All right, I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Have an amazing week. Bye.